to Ron Siegel Radio on ESPN Radio 1700. Now, live in studio, local and national real estate expert and consumer advocate, Ron Siegel.
And hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries. As we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, sports, even poking fun at the rest of the media, this is the show that connects the dots of confusion delivered by conflicting media reports. We connect the dots so you know the actions you can take, how your family, your business can benefit from current events. Most of all, thank you for joining me. Before we get into our intriguing, interesting, enlightening content this morning, please join me in welcoming our featured guest, Eileen Oldroyd. Green Eileen is in the house.
Green Eileen's in the house.
Glad to have you with us. We're going to have a lot of fun chatting about not green beer. I just saw something come across my computer screen that there's something going on with green beer, so we're not going to talk about green beer. We're talking about making your house energy efficient, maybe saving you some money. Got a lot to talk about with Eileen this morning. How about the efficient ideas to improve maybe the return on investment for your house? Got a lot to chat about, but I guess before we start that conversation, I think I saw that there was something for us to celebrate this morning. And you know I like to celebrate, and I was not aware of this product. But boy, now that I've seen this product, I'm going to have to look into it a little more. I might have to check with a couple of our friends here, restaurant owners. National Pears Helene Day. I don't know, Pears Helene. Eileen, are you familiar with Pears Helene?
No, I'm looking it up. I got to check that out.
Look at it. I'll show it to you. I got a picture right there on my screen. Ooh. Holy cow. It's delicious French dessert combining warm poached pears, vanilla ice cream, and chocolate sauce.
Well, as soon as you say ice cream and chocolate sauce, I'm in.
Yeah, can't go wrong with those, can you?
No.
Got a couple fun pear facts. There are more than 3,000 varieties of pears grown in the world. 3,000. I can't name one. Washington, Oregon, Northern California grow more than 95% of the pears that are sold in the United States. California grows 60% of all Bartlett pears. Pears ripen best off the tree. Excellent source of vitamin A, vitamin C, copper, fiber, potassium. Less allergenic than most other fruits. So we got a little information on pears. And now think about this. If we have the pears and what did they say to do it with? Pears, vanilla ice cream, and chocolate sauce. That gives us at least two of the food groups, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly. Chocolate and ice cream.
Ice cream, fruit. We got the dairy. We've got the fruit. Maybe throw a little bit of nuts on there. We'll get some proteins in there.
Yeah. Maybe, there's that food group of alcohol spirits. Maybe, a little rum in the mix.
That might be, yeah.
Yeah.
Now we're talking. So
yeah.
now we're taking this to take as, what's his name? Emerald Lagasse. Kick it up a notch. Yeah, sounds like a good one there to me. Holy cow. I'm getting hungry already. I think I got my reservation at Reunion for today, so we're all good there. Moving right along. Politics. It's a big day in politics today. Another one of those big Tuesdays with the electorate. I did catch the news. Now, I've had some inquiries. Why is it that I play this one single sound clip for Hillary Clinton whenever she walks in the office here? People wonder, well, that was from one of her rallies. That was her doing it. It's not something that we just got a sound effect. It's actually Hillary Clinton at one of her rallies, and she made a comment that every time she hears a politician lying, she figured that barking was in order. So last night, I guess of course it was on MSNBC Hee Haw, so very few people have any idea about MSNBC Hee Haw. They don't watch the station. Hillary Clinton made the assertion that we did not lose a single person in Libya. Really? I wonder if she's going to tell that. I know that it was just a video that caused it, but Ambassador Stevens, 3 brave Americans, those aren't people. I wonder what she considers them or who she considers them. Yeah, I guess they don't count, but unbelievable. She is still running. She is still in the race. Interesting as we look at the elections coming up. Democrats not too excited right now. They are seriously worried about the fact that President Obama has not nominated anybody to the Supreme Court as of yet. Now, the Republicans say they're not going to consider it anyway. Maybe that's why nobody wants the nomination. There's been a couple of people that haven't been nominated that said they took their name out of the running, if they were even in the running, but they said they don't want to be considered. Interesting. Saturday will be 5 weeks since the death of Justice Antonin Scalia. President Obama's two other nominees were named in 4 to 5 week window, and we haven't seen anybody yet. Interesting. Senate Minority Leader, or Miss Leader as I put it, Harry Reid, indicated that he'd like to see something happen soon, or even sooner. Interesting. I wonder how you define soon or sooner. But that would be I think he's a little senile. I mean, he's been in the Senate for, I think, as long as there has been a Senate, but I'm not sure. He might have been one of the original senators. Might have been. I don't know. Moving right along, we'll see what else we've got going on in the news. Lot going. I've been sharing with you that we're going to see some numbers coming out, and the European Central Bank, they gave us an insight as to what the economy is really doing without the malarkey that we get here in the United States. The Labor Department reports prices at the wholesale level fell 0.2% last month. Now, if you exclude food and energy, prices for the month were unchanged compared to the forecasts for a rise of 0.1%. Unchanged, though. So not really a good number. I'm sure we'll see some of the spin coming out of Washington, giving us a little bit of a different idea there. I'm sure they're going to tell us how great the number was. But I would highly doubt that it is as great as they suggest. Moving to the next one, the New York Federal Reserve's gauge of manufacturing activity jumped out of contraction. That means now we're getting bigger instead of it being going all straight downhill. We're getting a little bit of manufacturing growth. Now, we had a reading of 0.62. 0.62. That means very little growth, but I guess it's better than the negative that we had been running. And the Commerce Department, they reported retail sales dipped 0.1% last month compared to expectations for a 0.2% decline. So being that we didn't go backwards as far as the economists thought, they're going to probably think that that's a good number. Again, you have to remember the consumer accounts for 70% of U.S. gross domestic product, just a number there. And more from the president. Now, I don't know about you. I kind of enjoyed it when gas prices were a little bit lower. A few weeks back, they've been going up steadily. I'm looking right now, national average of gas prices, $1.94.5. Here in the state of confusion, $2.60.6. So we are paying, what is that, about 65 cents a gallon, more than the national average. Thank you, Benedict Arnold Schwarzenegger. New Jersey, they've got the best gas prices in the country on average, $1.70.6. Last time I looked, it was about 44 states were under $2 a gallon. Now it's probably about 40. I'm just kind of taking a guess there. About 40 states under $2 a gallon. Here in the state of confusion again, we are not one of them. We are actually the highest priced gas in the country. That includes Hawaii. Now, does it make any sense that we're going to have our gas prices higher than the gas prices in Hawaii? But yes, we are a little bit higher. And the reason I bring that up, President Obama, under pressure from the environmentalists, coastal communities, and Pentagon, I don't know why the Pentagon is in this, reverses his course and decides not to allow oil exploration in the Atlantic Ocean. No more oil exploration in the Atlantic Ocean. That is the latest from the president. I guess he doesn't like the idea that gas prices were down. Now, you know that I am not a big fan. I want to protect the environment, but I'm probably not going to be labeled as an environmentalist. I still believe that we should have water for the human population in California and not dump so many gallons of water in the San Francisco Bay every day. But I did see a recent report that, we dump all that water in the bay in San Francisco. Why do we dump that water in the bay in San Francisco? Well, the reason for it is we needed to protect the almost endangered Delta smelt. Recent report, you can't make this stuff up, folks. A recent report, they were checking on the Delta smelt to see how they're doing. And when they put out the trap to see how the smelt were doing, they caught unbelievable what's going on with the Delta smelt. There were 7 of them now. Yes, 7. There's no other digits. 7. So we're dumping trillions of gallons of water. I think it's 1 trillion gallons. I forgot what the time period is. That we dump in the San Francisco Bay so we can protect 7 Delta smelt. Unbelievable. I don't know where you come up with these numbers, but that's the numbers that we're seeing coming out of our friends in the environmental community. Just a thought there. Amazing stuff. We're going to talk about some real energy efficiency, not environmental stuff, but energy efficiency. We're going to talk about that. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events and the financial markets. We've got a lot to cover today. Gap between homeowners and appraisers' opinion. Why would that matter to you? Ridiculously bad credit. You can still get a credit card. We'll talk about that. And 3 signs you need to refinance your mortgage. All of that, you can reach me anytime. The off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Connect with us, facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. Stay tuned. We will be back in just a few.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Ron Siegel Radio Date Night Trivia, presented by Reunion Kitchen and Drink. Friday, Ron will pose a question based on-air conversations during the prior 7 programs. The person to post the answer according to the guest conversation will win a date night package, including a dinner gift card for Reunion Kitchen and Drink. You might even be able to say hi to Ron when you visit Reunion Kitchen and Drink.
It's not every day your home gets flooded, but when it happens, you've got the good people at Appraiser on your side. With over 25 years of construction and insurance experience, they can turn any disaster around. For 24/7 support, call 844-GO-APRIS or find us on the web at www.apris.me. Day, night, rain, or shine. When it happens to you, you know what to do. Go Apris. Remember, call 844-GO-APRIS. That's 844-462-7747.
Are you a veteran, own a home, and need money? The Siegel Lending Team is here to help veterans refinance and get the money they need. The VA 100 lets you borrow up to 100% of your home's value, refinance your mortgages, consolidate credit cards, and lower your payments by an average of $700 a month. And the Siegel Lending Team knows that character means more than a credit score. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporations, NMLS 21037, and DRE number 018694452.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That's my message, and as your consumer advocate, I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The real-time real estate segment today being brought to you by the area-trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Here's why you need to make sure you're working with a real estate professional. It's very, very simple issue. Well, I'll tell you that in 1 second. When you want the true value and the amount of equity you have in your property, two different numbers. They're not the same. The value and the equity are not the same, and you cannot get them from an online, one of those things you just throw your name into, an address into. It's not going to tell you the equity in your home. Text PAIR, P-E-A-R, ironically enough, today being Pear Day, Pear-Celine Day, right? Text PAIR to 795. Why did I draw a blank on the number? 79564. Professional Equity Analysis Review. There's a gap between homeowners and appraisers' opinions. Now, what does that mean? Why do you care about what the appraiser's opinion is of your home? Right now, it's one of those times, and this is where a real estate professional really, really earns their money. Because, ironically enough, they get paid less in environments like this. Right? You list your home with a real estate professional. If you're not, then that's a whole nother story. You're blowing it. But you list your home with a real estate professional. There is a very, very low supply of homes on the market right now. Demand is very high. Interest rates are great. Prices are surging. Now, you can decide that your home is worth, and I'm just going to use a round number, $100,000. I know there's not many homes around here for $100,000, but you decide your home's worth $100,000. And you list it and you sell it for $100,000. But the last home that's sold in the area is $90,000. And an appraiser comes out and they look at the sales of the last homes and they say, well, your home can't be worth that much. And they appraise it right now, this month that we're looking at, the last numbers we have, they appraised it for 1.99% less than what the contract price was. The gap between homeowner versus appraiser opinion is 1.99% less. Now, why do I say that that's what makes it very, very important for you to have a great real estate professional? Well, they're going to have to put together, they have to sell your home twice. Now, the good news, I'm going to tell you the real good news about this in 1 second, but they have to sell your home twice. They have to sell it once to some buyer, and then they have to sell it to the appraiser. They've got to let the appraiser know, make it in such a way that they lead the appraiser to the answer that you want them to have as far as the value of the property. Why is that property worth $100,000 when everything that the appraiser sees says it shouldn't be listed for that much or shouldn't have sold for that much? Well, that's the job of a real estate professional, is to come up, these are the comps, this is what we used, this is how we valued it, this is the differences between the properties that you're looking at or may consider comparing to versus what this subject property is. Now, here is the good news. The real estate professionals are going to only charge you one commission. Now, they have to sell it twice, one commission. That is the good news there. That is the Real-Time Real Estate segment. Again, brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. If you want the chart that actually shows what the gap has been and why I say the gap is widening of what the appraisers are appraising at versus what homeowner evaluation is, just go on. I think I put it on Facebook already this morning, facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And again, when you want the true equity position of your home, text PAIR, P-E-A-R, Professional Equity Analysis Review, to 79564. So many of you who are regular listeners to Ron Siegel Radio know that my middle name is cheap. And my favorite word is free. Food, free. You know, there are four-letter words that I really like. Start with F. And I love the idea when I get to chat with Eileen Oldroyd. She comes in, and Eileen is a recognized, I don't know, state, national, international?
I don't know. Probably a legend in my own mind.
I don't know. I hear a lot of people that sing your praises of being a legend in the green world.
I love energy efficiency. I live and breathe energy efficiency.
Now, you and I chatted about this because I made a mistake and I booked you in today instead of on Thursday.
Yeah.
Which would be a little bit more appropriate for green.
Yeah, St. Patrick's Day.
St. Patrick's Day. So,
exactly.
But then again, by the time you would get here in the morning, 9 o'clock broadcast, we might have had a little bit too much of the libation, so we might not have been able to share some of this information.
Well, you just have to show a little, self-control. Right?
Why would I do that? I mean, I haven't done that all this time,
You know,
so now.
we could always do Uber.
Nothing like a little air superiority.
Thank you. Exactly.
But you know something? And the other one that always comes to mind whenever I think about that.
I got a bad feeling about this.
Might not be too good. Okay,
They always say, well, you always talk about having a conversation that, you
Right.
just kind of forget about the audience. It's just you and I having a conversation.
Just us chatting.
I think that's good radio. Celebrate St. Patrick's Day as soon as you wake up in the morning. You have little brunch, what would be a green cocktail? Apple martini?
Yeah, well, you can never go wrong with a martini.
No, you can't.
They
You
just
can't.
put a little extra olive in there and we'll be fine.
Yeah, olive. Just green it up.
Maybe I
green
think
it up.
we'll start celebrating a little early. I don't ever know of any of the St. Patty's folks, the Irish or every Irish person I know, and I know a few of them. They're willing to start early, especially when it comes to having a drink or two. Or
Exactly.
3 or 4.
What a way to start the day. Put a smile on your face.
Absolutely. We better get started, though. You've got a whole list
I do.
of energy efficient items, and we're looking at the items that are going to bring us the biggest return on investment when we sell our house.
Well, yes, when we
Or
sell a house or
value our property, maybe
exactly.
even refinance the property.
Refinance the property, increase the properties. It's just like you were talking about with the appraiser. You got to sell it twice. You got to sell it to the appraiser. So when it comes to refinancing the house, if you talk about all these upgrades that you've done, because usually energy efficient upgrades are invisible. You don't really see them. So
Right.
you got to chat them up.
Yeah, I've seen quite a few appraisers in my day, and I've never seen an appraiser that specifically went and looked for the Variant radiator. Whatever that thing is they call it.
You're pretty damn close. Radiant barrier.
Radiant barrier, something like. I tell people I know nothing about handyman stuff. I hire people for that. I don't even know what side of a screwdriver to use. Variant radiator.
The plus or the minus side. That's how I remember Phillips or regular flat. It's
Yeah.
plus or minus. Do you need plus? I say honey. Do you need plus screwdriver or do you need minus screwdriver? He looks at me.
I
with,
think about drinking a screwdriver, and I guess that's where I go wrong.
That's the theme. Theme.
So, yeah, right, I mean, the appraiser's not going to look up in the attic for that thingy, whatever it's called.
No, for the radiant barrier.
Radiant barrier.
Or R30 insulation.
Or what?
R30 insulation.
Yeah, let's pull off a little drywall and see if we've got any insulation in
You're
there.
not going to do that. You got to tell them.
Got to tell them that it's there. Now, for somebody like me that does like to conserve dollars, unless it comes to alcohol, then we got a double-edged issue here this morning.
Oh.
So you save money on our electric bill, save money on the gas bill, keep the house cooler. I like the house really cool. Mm-hmm. And I've got extra money to go and have a few cocktails.
It's a win-win.
Win-win.
It's a win-win.
So let's start at the bottom of the
Yeah.
list because we're going to work our way to the top of the list. And that way, it's radio. We got to tease a little bit, right?
Exactly.
What's the number 10 item that we can do for our house to save a little money?
My number 10.
Number 10.
Number
wait
10.
a second. Wait. I think I'm going to call the band in for this. There we go.
I like it.
Other than this, the sound clip sounds like it's really too loud. Here we go.
Okay.
Number 10.
Number 10 is smart technologies like Wink or Wemo, the Echo from Amazon. Those are the
Wink,
number 10. Number
Wink,
10.
Wemo, or Techno?
Right, smart technologies where you can monitor your home electronics from your phone or your tablet, from your smartphone or your tablet. So they come on they're varying. So Wemo is as little as $20. It is something that you plug into your outlet, and it attaches to the and it connects to the app on your phone, and you plug whatever appliance it is that you want to plug into it. So let's say it's a curling iron. Let's say it's an iron. Let's say it is.
Wait a second. We're those of you watching us, RonSiegelRadio.tv. I don't have any need for a curling iron. I might need a little spray paint to color the bald spot. But go ahead.
But iron, maybe
Right.
an iron, something like
Exactly.
that. Or lights, or you can, like maybe your toaster oven, maybe your crock pot, maybe there's so many things that require electricity.
Right.
But instead of unplugging it or turning it off, you could actually control it from your phone.
From my phone.
From your phone.
Got it. Okay.
Yep.
So
And so that one's higher on the 10. So out of the 10, the Wemo is about $20 to $40, depending on where you get it from, and that's savings that you could start saving immediately. The ones that go up there, like the Amazon Echo, that's about $180. That one you have to buy sensors to connect with it. So Echo essentially is just it attaches to your hub, your wireless hub, and that was about $180. So those savings will take a little bit longer to get to, but the Wemo, it has a faster turnaround.
And as we get closer and closer to just me being who I am and the fun I have, is I would actually get one of those Wemos and plug in my kid's TV to it. And when I'm sitting over here at the studio, I just turn off his TV and harass him a little.
Exactly.
Okay, let's go to number 9.
And trust me, some kids have. I would do that to my husband, unfortunately. I would probably, it'd be like, he'd be watching television and I'd be on my smartphone in the office, turning it on, turning it off, turning it on.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be.
God, where does our time go?
Dinner time, honey, turn it off.
Yeah, we got sidetracked. We're going to have to race on these.
Okay.
Holy cow. Hang on. We're going to talk. Number 9 will be when we come back. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. Reach me anytime. We're going to get this whole list in, so we're going to race through some. You can reach me anytime, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Stay tuned to Ron Siegel Radio. We'll be back in just a few.
Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Are you purchasing or own a luxury home? If you're like so many others, your home is your largest asset and the mortgage is your largest debt. The Siegel lending team has some amazing financing opportunities right now. Jumbo loans up to $2 million, 30-year rates below 4%, 15-year rates near 3.5%, and if you can believe it, 7-year interest-only hybrids in low 3s. The Siegel lending team has all the options for your jumbo or second home loan requirements. Take advantage of them while you can. To learn more about all the other financing products available from the Siegel lending team, call 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990 or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL lendingteam.com. Again, call 1-800-306-1990. Rates subject to change without notice. Licensed by NMLS ID 217037 and 145502. Equal housing lender.
Southern California attorneys have over 15,000 real estate agents to call in Orange County for their personal and professional needs. Why do they overwhelmingly call Melinda Johnson? Simple. It's the Melinda Johnson trifecta. Melinda is an attorney, real estate broker, and realtor. Does your family deserve the same professional services California lawyers demand? Call Melinda Johnson at 714-863-5485. That's 714-863-5485. Or on the web at freedomfirstproperties.com. Are you a veteran, own a home, and need money? The Siegel lending team is here to help veterans refinance and get the money they need. The VA 100 lets you borrow up to 100% of your home's value, refinance your mortgages, consolidate credit cards, and lower your payments by an average of $700 a month. And the Siegel lending team knows that character means more than a credit score. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporations, NMLS 21037 and DRE number 018694552.
37% of American homeowners believe they have over 20% equity in their homes. Fannie Mae tells us 69% of American homeowners have over 20% equity in their homes. Fully 1 in 3 American homeowners are not informed about the amount of equity they have in their homes. Are you one of them? How might this be holding you back from achieving your goals? Text RSR CMA to 79564 to get a property valuation from one of the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Again, to know how much your home is really worth, simply text RSR CMA to 79564.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That's my message, and as your consumer advocate, I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Your Credit Matters segment today being brought to you by our friends at CreditSanitizer.com. You have a credit report. It is wrong. They all are. What are you going to do about it? CreditSanitizer.com has the solutions, and you may need them if you fit into this category. have this question on a regular basis. Ridiculously bad credit. Can I get a credit card? Well, the first thing is you obviously haven't been listening to Ron Siegel Radio, because more often than not, ridiculously bad credit has to do with errors on your credit report. What is ridiculously bad credit? Generally, scores below 600 are considered bad. Can you get a credit card? There are some credit card providers that will give you a credit card. The issue there is they're going to charge you for it. It's going to be a pretty high annual fee, high interest rate. You might have to go with a secured credit card to get your credit scores enhanced or cleaned up. Again, go to creditsanitizer.com. The middle button there, FES Protection Plan, it gives you the options there for getting your credit cleaned. It gives you the option for, it includes LifeLock and a bunch of other services right there. You can get your credit report on a regular basis, FES Protection Plan on creditsanitizer.com. That is your Credit Matters today, brought to you by creditsanitizer.com. Continuing our conversation this morning, Eileen Oldroyd is with us. We are chatting about the top 10 items, going from the bottom. Energy efficiency based on return on investment, how much money you're spending for it, how much money you're going to save. So we got number all the way of number 10.
10.
Okay, so
let's move along. Okay. Number 9 is actually very similar to number 10. It's motion sensors or occupancy sensors. That's what they're called. They sense if you're in the room.
Okay.
So if you want to be considerably low tech, it's number 9 because the return on investment is a lot faster than
okay.
doing a smartphone. It's just motion sensors in a room. So like in a child's room, so they'll know when they're in there. Because how often do kids turn off lights?
Never,
ever.
I think my kids might. I've got 21, 24, 26, and I'm waiting. I know eventually they'll turn
exactly.
it off.
Yeah, put an occupancy sensor in there, in a bathroom, in a closet, in the garage, those types of places. You start saving immediately. They're only like $20. Okay. So that's why it's number 9. Number 8. Now this is interesting. This is actually another tool. It's called Kilowatt. Have you ever heard of Kilowatt?
No.
Oh, okay. So Kilowatt is an item you can get on Amazon for about $20, and you plug it into an outlet in your wall, and then you plug in an appliance and you turn it on. Kilowatt will tell you how much energy that appliance is using. So if you have that party fridge in the garage with your, Budweiser beer, and you're wondering if it really is is energy efficient, plug it into the Kilowatt. Same with your dryer, your fridge. Your whatever, because there's certain things that, or your television.
I don't want to know how much I'm spending on my wine fridge.
But there's a lot of people that feel guilty about having a second fridge in their garage.
Okay.
And if it's energy efficient, why worry about it, right?
And if I drink enough, I don't worry about it anyway.
You wouldn't, right? You wouldn't.
So it's called Kilowatt.
Kilowatt. Killawatt.
Oh.
Great tool. Great tool.
Killawatt.
Yep.
TT.
Yeah,
Got it.
And chances are, if it's energy inefficient, you can give it to your utility company. They'll give you a rebate for turning it in, or a rebate for buying a new one.
Interesting. Okay.
Right, so it'll pay for itself.
Yeah.
Pays for
Amazon
itself.
Prime. Have it tomorrow.
There you go. Right.
Yeah.
Great. And
$19.40.
Especially for your electricity nerds in the house.
Yeah.
Are there many out there? I'm not sure. But if you're, electricity nerd, do it. It's a great project. Great weekend project.
Absolutely.
Next one is number 8.
7.
Number 7 was. Oh, sorry, 7. Do I have to be good at math if I'm in real estate?
No, not at all.
No.
We just have to be green.
That's what we have lenders for, right?
Exactly.
That's what you for, Ron.
Exactly.
So number 7, outlet sealers, weather stripping, caulking, that type of thing. There's a lot of leaks that we have in our house. Some of them are small, especially around windows, around your outlets. Now, the outlet sealers is what I bring up because to get about a dozen of them is about $2 at Home Depot or Lowe's. And what they are little gaskets that go around your electrical outlet. And they keep the air that's outside from coming inside.
Wow.
So see, you have an outlet. You can't see, of course, because we're on radio.
Oh, we got TV, though. We're on SiegelRadio.tv.
If you have an electrical outlet underneath the window, chances are that the insulation has been cut out to put that electrical box in.
Sure.
And that means that air is coming in and out of there.
16 of those for $7.15.
Yeah, nothing.
Jeez.
Hardly any.
Yeah.
Low tech.
Very low tech.
Low tech. Okay.
Now I have to use a screwdriver, I think, to put it in.
You will have to use a plus or minus screwdriver.
Okay.
To make that work.
I got to call the handyman. Mario.
But I love those. I mean, we talk about the whole house effect. You have to consider your whole house to be energy efficient. That's just one more thing of sealing the envelope.
Absolutely. Okay.
Number 6. 6 are those infrared heaters that look like fireplaces, like electrical fireplaces,
right,
or a ceiling fan. They vary in price between about $150 to $3,000, depending on the style that you want. So if you want just a regular wall unit fireplace, or if you want a huge fireplace, so depending on which one you buy will depend on when you get your return on investment. But your biggest drain on your electricity bill is your HVAC system. And if you only need to heat up your bedroom...
Wait. Back up, Eileen. I'm the low-tech guy.
All right.
HVAC system.
HVAC. Heating, cooling system, the HVAC system.
Oh, the air conditioner.
Air conditioner.
Oh, okay.
Well, heating too. I mean, every once in a while we do have to heat our house in Southern California. I know. But every once in a while.
I saw people sitting out at the tennis match yesterday in Indian Wells, or the day before, with beanies on. I didn't even know they owned beanies in
oh my gosh,
Indian Wells.
We will suffer for style. We will suffer for style. But we have a week of winter. We do have a week of winter. And
we had a long winter yesterday.
We did. We had a rainy day.
Yeah, exactly.
But rather than heating the whole house, you only need maybe heat a particular room or cool a particular room.
That makes sense.
Yes. So that saves hundreds of dollars on your electricity bill over the month. It pays for itself probably in a couple months.
Yeah, nice one. I like that one.
Yep, you like that one. On the topic of temperature, I love number 6. Number 5. I'm really bad at these top 10.
I'm going to put my fingers up here.
Yeah, you really. Yeah, I did coaching on my numbers. Coaching. I always kid with my friends. I need a handler. Number 5 is the Nest. The Nest.
Those of you that are in the Coachella Valley area, I don't think Eileen's talking about the restaurant.
I'm not talking about the restaurant. I'm talking about the thermostat, which is an amazing technology. I love this technology. The Nest is a thermostat that learns what your habits are. And you can control it from your smart device, your phone or your tablet, your computer, whatever. You can program it so the house doesn't get below a temperature or above the particular temperature. It knows when you're in the house. It knows when you're away. So let's say you're away from your house for hours because you're on vacation or you're at work or that weekend getaway, whatever. It'll turn itself off, so the air conditioning isn't running. You can get them, I think the phase 1 you can get for about $150. Right now they're going for $250, depending on if you're not a person that has a programmable thermostat. Maybe I need a drink.
There we go.
Already. You can probably recoup that savings in 1 or 2 months.
Wow.
Yeah. It's an amazing piece of technology.
Now, what are your thoughts? Because I'm looking here online. I see the Nest Learning Thermostat, 3rd generation, $240 from Amazon.
Yeah.
And then I see a Honeywell 9000 color touchscreen thermostat for $172. Whoa. I guess that one doesn't learn. That one's not very smart. Although Honeywell's usually a good product.
It is a very good product. Very good product. But I'm a fan of any programmable thermostat. Because a house is easier to temperature control when it's consistent. It's much harder. It takes much more energy to cool a hot house or to warm a cold house versus keeping it fairly consistent temperature. And that's
isn't this going to make it more inconsistent? If people are not home, isn't it going to let it get a little warmer in the house?
Well, that's where my top 3 come in. My top 3 come in. We're talking about the whole house approach, Ron. It's not one thing that's going to make it energy efficient.
Got it.
The whole house approach.
So the Nest is number 5. What is number 4?
Number 4. Now, this one's going to surprise you. There is a report from Remodel Magazine. They do a cost versus value report every year.
Okay.
And this one came in at, let's see here, I'm giving it away, dang it. Okay, it's a replacement of your entry door.
Wow.
The cost versus value is approximately 112%. And that's because the door itself is insulated. So it's either a fiberglass door or a steel door. And when you replace your door, guess what happens? You're also replacing the weather stripping at the same time. So not only is that door insulated inside, but it's insulated outside, around it as well. So I was standing in front of my front door actually the other day, and I could see light coming through the bottom of it.
That might be a problem.
It's a problem. It's a problem. That
light comes through, I think air can come through.
Exactly.
I'm not real handy, but I can guess that one.
But that's 112% return on investment immediately.
Yeah.
That's why it's my number 4.
Nice.
That's my number 4.
Do we have time for number 3? We've only got about a minute in this segment.
Let's do number 3. Of course, I can say that one without coaching. Number 3.
Okay.
Very, very same along the lines of number for. It is replacing your front garage door.
Wow.
Right?
As opposed to replacing the back garage door.
Well, because the back garage door is probably a detached garage.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, exactly.
I drive in through the back of the house and go straight. We're going to talk more about that one. Replacing the front garage door. We're going to talk about that when we come back in a minute. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. Ooh, got a lot of good stuff here today, and I'm going to share with you because I know a lot of you are listening, are also watching our replays. Ron Siegel 1, the numeral 1 on YouTube. So if you miss any of Eileen's top 10, we'll get them there as well. You can reach us anytime. The off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Connect with us, facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio, on Twitter, at Ron Siegel, and again on YouTube, YouTube 1, the numeral 1, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area-trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Do you have a loved one who wants to stay in their home, but you have health concerns about it? The Preferred Care team understands the challenges of caring for your loved ones. Their goal is to keep seniors as independent as possible while maintaining their health, safety, and overall well-being. Whether you need just a few hours a week or 24-hour care, Preferred Care caregivers are trained to meet your needs. Call Preferred Care at 714-696-9150. That's 714-696-9150. Or visit preferredcare.com.
Homeowners that are 62 and older are about to find out a great way to live a better retirement. It's called a reverse mortgage, and SLT can help you learn more. Call the Siegel Lending Team at 800-306-1990 right now to receive your free booklet with no obligation. It answers questions like how a reverse mortgage works, how much you qualify for, the ways to receive your money, and more. When you call the experts at Siegel Lending Team today, you'll learn the benefits of a government-insured reverse mortgage, how it will eliminate your monthly mortgage payments, and give you tax-free cash from the equity in your home. Here's the best part. You still own your home. Now is the best time to take control of your retirement. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990 to get your free brochure. Call today or visit our website at SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com, or simply call 800-306-1990.
Are you currently renting a home? Do you like paying someone else's mortgage payment? Why not explore the options to purchase your own home? Can you imagine a 30-year fixed-rate loan below 4.25% APR? This means with $10,500, you can purchase a $295,000 home and have a principal and interest payment of about $1,400 per month. What are you paying in rent? Does your family deserve the opportunity to take advantage of the current market? To learn more about these exciting opportunities, the Siegel Lending Team is standing by to speak with you. Call now, 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Or 1-800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by NMLS ID 217037 and 145502. Equal housing lender. Not endorsed or sponsored by any government agency.
Open a free checking account with e-statements today at California Coast Credit Union and enjoy the Cal Coast advantage of 30,000 free ATMs and free mobile banking. Visit calcoastcu.org today.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That's my message, and as your consumer advocate, I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Mortgage Minute today being brought to you by our friends over at VIP Mortgage. Any mortgage you need, they've got the products. One day out of short sale, one day out of foreclosure, one day out of bankruptcy, VA, FHA, conventional, jumbo, they're all there. Even if you don't have enough W-2 income or tax return income, they've got a product for you for that as well. Commentary this morning, 3 signs you need to refinance your house. If these situations apply to you, refinancing might be the right answer for you. First off, your interest rate is too high, or if it isn't fixed. Right now, I like the fixed rate mortgages. Unless you're in the jumbo market, then I go with the 7-year fixed to adjustable. But the Freddie Mac rate right now, 3.68%. Are you paying too much? I don't know. You need cash or have a lot of credit card debt. Equity. Home equity is a high-risk investment. A lot of people are not going to tell you that. Home equity is high risk. I would suggest to you nobody has a reservation or an appointment for a medical emergency. You just don't get a reservation for that. If you're not working, try to get a loan. It's not very easy. So what I suggest is take the equity out of your home when it's to your advantage, put it into a safe, secure, guaranteed or insured investment that is liquid. And if you don't know those, I can share those with you. I don't sell them. I'll share or introduce you to the people that do have them. But get the equity out of your property. What happens if your property value goes down? Not your problem. You've got the equity out already, so it doesn't matter. And here's the last one. You have had an FHA loan for several years, or maybe even several months, the way our property values are appreciating, and you now have equity in your home. If your balance on your loan is significant, or if it's less than 80%, even at 90%, if you've got 10% equity in your home and you did an FHA loan, you can still probably cut your mortgage insurance in half. Cut it in half. 80% equity or 20% equity, you can get rid of the mortgage insurance. Give me a call, 800-306-1990. We will chat about whether it makes sense for you. Maybe it doesn't make sense. There is that person that it doesn't make sense for. Not a whole lot, but if you're paying more than that 3.68%, depending upon your credit, I don't know that everybody's going to get 3.68, but it is out there right now. That is the Mortgage Minute, again, brought to you by our friends at VIP Mortgage. Continuing with Eileen Oldroyd today, we're talking about energy efficiency. It's Green Eileen Day here at Ron Siegel Radio.
Green Eileen Day. I like the sound of that.
You're green, though.
Well, it's not St. Patrick's Day.
Okay.
I actually don't look good in green.
Oh, I don't look good ever, so we at least I got a face for radio. So we got through the first 7 of these things. We're even talking about replacing the front garage door.
The front garage door.
Instead of the one in the back.
Garage door. The front garage door. The main garage door.
Although, you know something, based on what you said, though, if we replacing the entry door, if that's going to be 112% savings, if you've got a side garage door, that might be of value to you also. Right?
That would be.
Because it's an entry door as well. It's not the front entry door, but
absolutely.
I wonder if the reports, when they say it's 112% value, if there's a difference between a front door or a side door.
Well, if you have an attached garage and it's not insulated, all that heat is up against your house. So you have heat in the attic, you have heat in the garage, and so it's really hard to keep a house cool if you have 2 massive square feet of hot heat that's up against 2 walls of your house.
As opposed to cold heat.
It's cold heat, hot heat. I like being redundant.
Yeah, exactly.
Front garage
we're
door.
Fun here today. Okay, so we better get to number 2 because we don't want to miss out on any of these.
Well, I need to give an honorable mention here, right? In between, I do an honorable mention, which is an energy audit. And the reason that it's an honorable mention is because the audit will just tell you what's wrong with how your house is leaking, areas that need to improve. Depending on if you do or do not do those improvements, you may not get a return on your investment. But just having that knowledge of the areas of your home that you need to fix.
Knowledge is good.
Knowledge is good. So an energy audit, they're about $450 to do an energy audit. Yeah, highly recommended. Highly recommend.
Okay.
Like going to the doctor, find out what's wrong with you. Do an energy audit. Find out what's wrong with your house.
Find out what's wrong with your house.
Okay, number 2.
Yes.
Number 2 is duct insulation. Insulating the ducting in your house. Because where does ducting go through? It either goes through the subfloor where it's cold, or it goes through mostly through your attic where it's hot. So you're having cold air, 64 degrees, go through a 115 degree, 130 degree attic.
Might lose a little.
I know. I'm not good at math, but I figure that, it's not coming out cold on the other end. So
and there's a lot of other benefits for, with the duct. Before you go and insulate the ducting.
Yeah.
In most instances, not all because I'm not the handyman, but in most instances, we actually hear that you need to check out and see if you need to replace the ducting.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of us that have ducting. I think my ducting was replaced in 1977, something like that.
Ooh.
But you've got a lot of issues that go here because you've got, not only do you have the energy inefficiency.
Correct.
But you've also got, might have some health inefficiencies going through there too.
Exactly. So
you might save on some doctor bills.
You're going to save on it, definitely, when it comes to indoor air quality. That's why it's number 2. It's about $1 every linear foot. You probably get return on savings in about a year on that one.
Okay.
So it's not a quick return on investment like others in the top 10. But because of the indoor air quality portion of that you're keeping yourself healthy, that's why it's number 2.
Got it. Mm-hmm. Well, if that one, you got health and you got money saved there, and it's number 2.
Exactly. How expensive?
Number 1 must be pretty amazing.
Number 1 is pretty damn amazing. It's amazing because of that report from Remodel Magazine. It was something that we did not see coming. Us greenies in the industry, we knew about it, but we did not see it coming. So when it came to be number 1, we were jumping with joy because we've been preaching this for years. And
so the greenies have been preaching it. Remodel Magazine has now confirmed it.
Exactly.
Number 1 is
attic insulation.
Attic insulation.
Insulating your attic will get almost up to 142% return on investment.
Wow.
142%. Depending on where you live in the United States, here in Southern California is about 120, but it's still over 100%. Hello.
Yeah.
Insulating your attic.
And that thing that I couldn't say properly.
Which was?
I said it
barrier.
Wrong. Radiant barrier.
It was, I can't even say it.
That radiant barrier thing, or barrier radiator?
Yeah. So maybe drinking on your show in the morning would not be a good idea. I don't even know if I'd
be
able to
worse,
find.
Would it?
I know, it wouldn't be worse. Yeah, it's insulating your attic. In Department of Energy recommends in this part of the country is to do R30, a thermal radiant barrier of about 30. However, I would go a little higher than that. I would probably do R60. You could do between 30 and 60, but the minimum's 30.
So explain that a little bit, because I could almost say radiant barrier.
Almost. We're almost there. Almost there.
And then we also talk about the attic insulation, which are not necessarily the same thing.
No, the radiant barrier is foam core that's essentially wrapped in tin foil that goes on the roof of your attic, versus the insulation, which is either blow-in insulation or the pink fiberglass insulation, which you roll out.
Pink Panther.
Dating
right? Myself again.
Exactly. That is like America history right there. That Pink Panther with that pink insulation. So it is, once again, having an oven on top of an air-conditioned room isn't...
Now, I'm not very good at science.
Oh, neither am I.
Right? But the heat rises, and it's going to have to go someplace once that... You only have two options. Once the attic gets so hot, it's either going to go down or it's going to burn. Right?
You're fighting... Why... Part of energy efficiency is going with the flow, right? Going with the flow. Why are you fighting your attic at 150 degrees to make your house 72 degrees or 78 degrees or whatever it is to make it comfortable?
Right.
That just isn't good math.
Right, exactly.
Make that attic comfortable to be in year-round, and you won't have to cool your house as often.
Interesting. Okay. So where in the scheme of all of these, then, does that come, that whole house fan that we keep hearing about?
Oh, yeah, the whole house fan. I'm a big fan of the whole house fan. I didn't put it in the top 10 because I was so impressed with attic insulation that you really don't need a whole house fan if you insulate your attic.
Really?
That would be honestly, insulating the attic ductwork would be the number 1 and number 2 things I would do first before I would do a whole house fan.
Interesting. Okay, so and the idea there obviously is the whole house fan is going to cost you money.
Yeah.
and it's going to cost you money on an ongoing basis, residually, because of it being electric. Whereas once you put the insulation in there, you're done.
Well, let's think about this. How to solve a problem, right? So the problem is your house is hot when you come home in the afternoon.
Right.
Every day when you come home in the afternoon, it's going to be hot if you have a whole house fan.
Right.
So every day you're using the whole house fan.
Right.
Versus if you insulate the attic and insulate your ductwork, your house isn't going to be hot when you come home.
I like that idea.
Yeah.
I can save some money. Great information. If you missed any part of it, we will put them all right there. Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube or on the archives of Ron Siegel Radio. And be sure to set that first radio preset button to come back here every day to join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about items affecting your house and your bank account. Thanks to all of our sponsors. A big thanks to Steve, who's engineering us today. And of course, a special thanks to you for spending a little bit of your day with us. That's all for Ron Siegel Radio. Again, if you have any questions to meet any of our guests, thank you to Eileen Oldroyd for sharing these with us. Call me anytime. 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. And remember, make a lot of money, help a lot of people, have a lot of fun. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio.
XEPE 1700 AM kita ke Bata Lipoma.
You're listening to ESPN Radio 1700.